Good morning everyone and welcome to this episode of Mountains Peak. Okay folks, here we are, we're in the West Trossachs. We're going to be tackling Ben Oss and Beinn Dubhcraig today. It's been a wee while since I've been out. You've probably noticed there's been a bit of a lapse in vlogs, if you like. So today, as I said, we're going to be tackling Ben Oss and Beinn Dubhcraig. Beinn Dubhcraig first, I think, is around 979 metres and Ben Oss is around 1030 metres around there. So as far as I'm aware, this is a pretty boggy walk in. I've got my gaiters on at the ready and I've got my waterproofs in my bag, but I'm a little bit nervous because it's been pretty heavy rain the last few days, and I'm not the biggest fan of bog. If you follow my vlog, it's quite difficult to say. So yeah, I'm on my own again today as well. Luna's not with me. It's a wee bit cold for her now, and I wanted to kind of assess the conditions before bringing her out in winter conditions, if you know what I mean. Not sure how the terrain's going to be further up the slopes, so we'll check that out today. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this one. Get a good walk on, get the fresh air, and get the head cleared and stuff. That should be good for the soul, and we'll crack on. So we'll make a start. We're going to head towards this farm path here and see where it takes us. So I hope you enjoy the video, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay folks, thought I'd get a better wee chat with you here. We're on decent terrain and it's not too steep, so I've still got my breath at the moment. See how long that lasts. Look at the landscape, stunning. Even in bad weather it's absolutely stunning. It's not bad weather, is it? Not really. So yeah, looking forward to this one. I've had my eye, there's 4 hills here, I've had my eye on them for a while. So there's Beinn Dubhcraig, Ben Oss, Ben Louis, and completely forgot the name of the 4th one. I'll put it up. Apparently you can do all 4 in a winner, but because it's winter there's not actually that much light, so I think that's more of a summer job. I think there's a river traverse on that one as well from Ben Louis, so maybe get that missed today. So we'll just get the 2 in. It's 2 mountains in one day. There was a little glimmer of hope. I don't know if you can see, it's a wee hint of blue sky just up there. Hint. As in, this is what you could have, but you're not getting. So, fingers crossed though. Yeah, I've been a little bit lazy of late. Between poor weather, work commitments, home commitments, and my downright bone idleness, I haven't really been doing much. So yeah, keen to get out, get back to it. We're in the middle of December now, so I think this is like my penultimate walk of the year. I've got one more scheduled for Sunday with a walking group called the Munros Bagging and Hill Walking Group for Beginners, which is a great group. Put a wee link to that in the description. Good group of folk who can get together and meet up, and like-minded people who are fairly novice to hill walking and fairly new to hill walking, and safety in numbers always helps, doesn't it? So yeah, so that's scheduled for Sunday. That's going to be the Buchel Etive Beg, which is next to the more famous one, the Buchel Etive Moor. So that should be good. But honing back onto this one, yeah, looking a bit mighty there. Not entirely sure what I'm looking at there, if I'm honest. I think that might be like the face of Beinn Dubhcraig. Not entirely sure. Yeah, but I think we walk round the north side of the mountains, traverse up to the saddle, and then we come east and tackle Dubhcraig first, and then head west and tackle Ben Oss. Pretty much back down the same way, which is fine. Don't know if you can just see it there, that's the 82 there towards Tyndrym. Tyndrym's just up there, through those trees there. Yeah. Oh dear. So right now we're on a kind of old Land Rover track and a farm road. I did see a warning sign about grazing cattle, so they must need access to the hill farm at some point, I suppose. That wasn't very graceful. Wow. Yeah, I'm sweating a lot. It is so much more milder than I was expecting. I was expecting like sub-zero temperatures and stuff, so proper layered up. Whew, that's boggy. We're almost at the end of it, the forest section, which hopefully is towards the end of the bog. My feet are starting to get wet, which is to be expected with the amount of bog. There is avoidable tracks, or bypass tracks to avoid the bog in some sections. But yeah, heavy going. We're going to traverse under this wire here, this old deer fence, and make our way up around the edge of this forest section here. But yeah, I'm sweating. I would take my jacket off, but I've got it on. I don't know if there's much point, to be honest. Anyway, we'll crack on. But I imagine this would be absolutely stunning in summer, height of summer. A lot of bugs, I imagine, though, being deep forest like that. So far, not too bad. So we'll push on. What are we at? Sorry, we're at, goodness, 345 metres, so still quite a way to go. 600 plus metres to go. My feet are soaking into the bog. I think the majority of our climb happens just after the forest here, when we actually ascend towards the Dalrigh or the saddle of the mountains. So we'll see how we go. Right, we'll crack on for now. We'll see you a bit further on. Okay folks, we're just shy of 600 metres. My first glimpses of snow, just up there on the hillside. A cracking little plunge pool there, look at that. That'd be awesome, eh? Maybe not today. But yeah, certainly in summer, that might be worth a wee dip. Yeah, so far terrain's been okay, boggy as you know, but been okay. Path's fairly clear, so I was thinking as well that even in, if you were to start this walking like early morning in the winter when it was dark, you would absolutely be able to do that without too much difficulty. It's the head torch, the trail's pretty obvious. Forks in the road, as long as you've got your map or your GPS with you, shouldn't be too much of an issue. The only issue I've had so far really was tree roots. They're so slippy when they're wet, obviously. They're quite exposed along the first section of the trail. So it's just certainly something to watch out for, especially if you are doing this at night or in the dark. Maybe not expecting that, so bear that in mind. My beard's soaking. We're in the cloud now really. It's getting quite wet. It's not raining, it's just moist. Mildly moist. Well folks, it's wet, it's windy, I'm tired. That's the peak or the summit of Beinn Dubhcraig, 978 metres. As you can tell, it's not really rain, it's just cloud, a lot of moisture coming through, so soaking right through here. Hands are getting cold as well, I need to get the gloves on. So, where are we at there with that? My legs are tired, and the reason my legs are tired is because there's so much bog in the way up, you're lunging quite a lot of the time and leaping to get over parts of the bog, and it's kind of taking out the old quads and the glutes. So quite a hard ascent there. Fairly gentle with regards to the steepness of it. It's not too bad until about 750 metres. It steepens a little bit there, but nothing severe. So the last section there had a wee bit of snow and it was slipping a little bit. I'm very aware that the camera's washing out here, so I'll try and be quick. There's a little bit of snow, so I was slipping a little bit. Maybe just time for the micro spikes, but I'm not sure because there's not that much snow on the summit. So I really don't want to blunt them or damage them. So I'll try and make do with what I can. I'm going to get a wee bit of admin up here and then I'm going to crack on quickly and try and go over to Ben Oss. Yeah, hopefully this weather picks up a little bit. I'm soaked right through. So anyway, another Munro in the bag. Happy with that one. Right, I'll see you a little bit further on towards Ben Oss. Okay folks, that's us back at the saddle at the marker cairn there. We're just going to cross over and head up to Ben Oss. So I think we've got about 130 metres to ascend. I do apologise if the lens is a bit blurry. I can't do much about it. I've wiped it and I've wiped it, but it's just happening that way. It's pretty hard nav, I'll be honest. Sometimes you can keep the path, sometimes you can't. Just with the rockier terrain and the snow covering the path in sections, so it's definitely worthwhile keeping an eye on your map if you've got one, which you should have. So, speaking of which, I'm going to get the map out just now and have a gander and make sure I'm going the right way. We know where the marker cairn is at least. So, I'm going to leave you here just now and I'll head up into the mist, onto Ben Oss, and hopefully I'll speak to you near the top there. Okay folks, change of plan. We're knocking Ben Oss on the head. Wow, weather's kind of taking a bit of a turn. Don't know if you can hear me okay. Yeah, visibility is really poor. Sorry for spinning you around, I don't know if you can see much, to be honest. Wind's picked up, temperature's dropped, and this is not a route that I know well, and I'm not that comfortable navigating in this kind of condition. So although there is a fairly decent path, I'm just not feeling it, no want to risk it. So come back another time and we'll get Ben Oss. So we're going to head back to the saddle cairn and try and find some shelter, get something to eat and get back off the mountain. The weather's kind of swinging round a little bit, so I'd rather drop some meters anyway, try and get down below the cloud level, feel a bit more comfortable. So not too bad, one mountain. One mountain's not bad, something to get to. There you go. Oh goodness, absolutely strange. Got my waterproof mitts on as well. It's been brutal, to be honest. Not really had a break with the weather, but hopefully the weekend brings better weather for our group walk. So pop you away for now, maybe bring you out a bit later once we've rejoined the saddle and the route down. I'll speak to you in a wee bit. Okay folks, that's us back at the saddle at the cairn. I hope my microphone's picking up. My recorder's actually starting to play up a bit. It's getting wet, so wet. It's open right through. The weather's taking a bit of a turn. I don't know if you can see behind me. There's not much to see, that's the kind of point. So I'm not going to risk it. I'm not 100% sure of the navigation in these kind of conditions, so I'm just going to knock it in the head. Got back to my marker point, if you want to call it that, of the saddle where the two roads meet, and then I'm going to start descending now through the path. I'll meet up with the big burn. That's basically the road down, so you can't really go wrong when you meet that burn. You can just stick to the side of that and get on your descent. So far, I think it would be actually quite a good walk on good conditions and clear conditions. There's a bit of a ridge, what I could see, where it's a slope down towards Loch Oss. But in the conditions, as I said, I'm just not up for it this time. So it is what it is. Come back another time and get it. So it's been good so far. Up to Beinn Dubhcraig, it was pretty good. Enjoyed it. Another Munro in. Just always get a bit downhearted when conditions like this, because you expect to see a bit more of a view at the top, a bit more grandeur when you get to the summit. But we live in Scotland, don't we? You can't win them all. I keep saying that, but we had a really great summer, so I can't complain too much. Anyway, I'll not bore you too much longer. I'll head down, get some lunch if I can get some decent shelter. If not, I'll just go straight for the car. So I'll speak to you a wee bit further on, and hopefully I don't go on my bum too much. Okay folks, while I make my very wet and boggy descent, I was going to talk to you about my year of climbing and mountains. So having a think back about all the mountains I've done this year, thinking about some of my favourite ones. I think it was Beinn Dubhcraig or Auchreoch. That was my first mountain that I did with Brad. That was in part of our training. It was a belter of a day, absolutely cracking day. Beginning. I think it was my first kind of pathless ascent of a mountain. That was an interesting one, and we took the wee bear with us as well for the first time. It was Rufus's first mountain as well, so that's quite a memorable one. And that was our first kind of foray into mountains together with me and Brad, after I convinced him to do what was probably one of the most memorable parts of 2021 for me, when I climbed the 10 Munros mountains, Munros, in one day. Me and Brad took on that challenge for JDRF and the Renfrew Victoria Football Club. I think we bit off more than we could chew, to be honest with you. I mean, Brad managed to get 6, I managed the 10, but kind of felt worse for it. I think Brad had the right idea. He still had a hell of a time coming off of that number 6. I think it still took him about 3.5 hours to get back down. which is a brutal amount of time, especially when you've decided that you've had enough, still having to push on for another 3 hours. Nutter. But yeah, I managed that final 10, I think it's 17 hours it took me, and I burnt something like 6,500 calories, which is a crazy amount of energy to burn, and trust me, I didn't put anywhere near that amount in. Couldn't carry that amount of food. That's like 3 large Domino's pizzas. Nuts. I'd say by far my favourite one isn't actually Munros, and it wasn't even a vlog that I did either. Me and my wife took on the cobbler in Arica, one of the few walks that we get to do together. I think we dropped the kids off at nursery and school first thing, straight away off we went to Arica. It was a lovely climb. It wasn't a sunny day or anything, it was just a nice day. It was slightly overcast but high level cloud. Gorgeous day for it, if you know what I mean. It was like perfect conditions. My wife seemed to enjoy it as well, and I even managed to thread the needle, which has been a kind of a long-standing ambition of mine. There's a pinnacle stone at the top of the cobbler with a hole in it where you can climb through and then ascend to the top of that little pinnacle stone. I was a bit nerve-wracking, a bit jelly-legged, but it was good fun. I think out of all of them anyway, I think that's been the kind of more favourite ones. There's been hard ones like Ben Moor, that was a grueler. More beautiful ones like Scourmore up at Allt Coire when I did the kayaking with my friend Big Az, who obviously let me borrow his drone. You've probably heard me talking about Big Az and his drone. He let me borrow his drone for some of my vlogging, which definitely adds a hugely different dynamic to the vlog. Definitely on the purchase list. And yeah, then more recently I've had Mel Glass and the Laws group. Now I did 5 of the Laws group with my son, Ryan, which was an amazing achievement for a 10-year-old, to be honest. Again, up there with some of my favourite. That was a group walk. It wasn't vlogged, but it was a great walk. A long day though, really long day. Yeah, all good stuff. So, year in review. Well folks, this is just about back at the car. Oh, my legs are tired. That's a long walk. Yeah, I think I'm knocking on the door of 15k here, which is, without Ben Oss, is quite far. I think Ben Oss might have added on another 2 kilometres, possibly more. So yeah, not a small walk. This last section here, just getting back to the car, is a bit easier on the legs. But my legs are tired. That bog section, I've got big legs and I've got a big stride, which really helps, so I can't imagine what it would be like if you had shorter legs than that. My legs are like jelly. So I'm looking forward to getting back to the car and getting some dry clothes and dry socks on. Really looking forward to that. So I have enjoyed it, got out, cleared the head, which was nice. I hope you enjoyed a little recap of my year, 2021, and I look forward to seeing you again in the new year. So yeah, don't forget, like and subscribe, and hopefully you're enjoying the content, and if you bump into me, come say hello. Right, Merry Christmas and all the best for the new year.